Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second installment of the Outer Haven Report. This is the Big Kahuna,
And Eliza Austin.
and we have a great show here for you today. Now, what we're going to try doing is every week we are going to do movie reviews, and this week we have an old favorite, which is actually an entire series, and then also a new one that we just finished up a few minutes ago, and still kind of digesting it. Which might be the best terminology for the movie we just watched.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's go ahead and start with the series first, and it's one that you may or may not have heard of, Godzilla. Now, anybody ever since 1954 and the height of the nuclear threat, Godzilla has warmed all our hearts with his signature roar and his own version of Kung Fu, which has a term. I think it is just Godzilla Kung Fu, but those little arms move around. You just can't beat Godzilla. And come on, who doesn't get excited about giant monsters destroying things? He always has that bright-eyed look, and he has breath that can literally take down a small army, and has. Young or old, everybody loves Godzilla. And one reason I chose to talk about Godzilla is that we're actually on the anniversary of Godzilla as of yesterday. And okay, well, I think Godzilla actually approves of this blog today because he just gave us a roaring applause.
I love it when he stops by on Saturday night.
Oh yes, and you have to be really careful though, because if you only leave him a parking spot, he would just literally crush the car that's nearest to the door, so he can walk right on in. And insurance doesn't really handle King of Lizards.
No, he doesn't always get along well with our fur dog.
Yeah, the dog gets a little irritated that Godzilla's trying to creep on her turf.
Yep.
Now, Godzilla, for those who for reason do not know, is the ultimate king of monsters.
Do you really think there's someone out there who's never heard of Godzilla? Do you think they've been living under a rock all these years?
Hey, it can happen.
Really?
Maybe they're Amish.
I don't know.
Of course, if you're Amish, I'm not quite sure how you listen to our blog.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't heard of Godzilla, then look him up on Facebook. You will not be disappointed.
Crawl out from under your rock and
He has
take in a
channels.
movie or two.
And speaking of movies, Godzilla has several films coming out here very soon. Now, when we talk about Godzilla, there is probably, now this is just on top of my head, 40 or 50 movies. The first movie came out in 1954, and it was your atypical black and white, giant guy in a suit destroying a model city kind of film. But it endured to all our hearts. Who cannot love that giant, lovable monster? Just
Dream Squasher, I thought he was real.
Oh, he is real, but we had to document him. He doesn't like cameras.
Right.
Just destroying everything around him. Getting ticked off. Like if someone was shooting at me with a whole bunch of takes and howitzers, and shooting rockets into my eyes, I might get a little irritated too.
You know what I just thought of?
What's that?
What did Godzilla and I have in common?
A love for Japanese food?
Well, that too, but I like to eat the food, not the people. However, we are both camera shy.
Well, that's true. And that's why this blog is largely done with audio and video clips. Neither one of us really like being in front of a camera. We like to be behind it and taking the pictures and the video. Now, One thing with Godzilla, I want to make very clear: Godzilla is Japanese. There was a attempt by us here in the U.S. several years ago to make a Godzilla film, which,
I liked it.
God bless us, we tried.
I liked it. I liked the music.
Okay, it had some pretty awesome music, and you got to see Godzilla go against Apaches, which, I love the Apache. God bless our military and all those who serve. But you're fighting Godzilla. You
I
didn't
really
have a
liked that
chance.
movie, honestly.
Well, the people in Japan didn't.
Well, that's why we're American, not Japanese. Hello.
Yeah, but it also did give us one of the greatest references in movie history when Godzilla Final War came out, which I'm going to play now. Tuna Head. That's why they refer to him as Tuna Head Zilla. They don't even call him Godzilla because he doesn't deserve the God name. And come on, he went against the real Godzilla in the movie, and he was taken down in how many seconds? I think it was like 30 seconds. He was taken down.
Too much history. Listen, watch the giant lizard fight other creatures. Enjoy it. Enjoy the old stuff, the new stuff. You get some really kicking music. Just enjoy it. Now let's move on to this crap that you tried to get me to watch
Oh,
tonight.
come on. No, we gotta tell them the big news about Godzilla.
No, they have to wait. They're gonna have to wait.
You're not
All
gonna...
good things come to those who wait.
Okay, well, toward the end of the show, we do have an awesome Godzilla announcement.
Yes, and it's worth waiting on. So listen to the whole show, and then you'll find out something cool.
Oh, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? We do have a surprise for you at the end. We're on the Cracker Jack box. There's a gift. So, to our second movie review, we watched a M Light Shyamalan film, which anyone who's ever seen M Light Shyamalan knows that it's a special kind of movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm one of the few people that actually have enjoyed every one of the films that he's done, if not for dramatic purposes, for a good laugh.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. Normally they disturb me, creep me out, and make me think way too much. So in my life, normally I proceed to think, I didn't need that in my life. Thank you very much.
Now, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but obviously, M. Night Shyamalan's movie's been around for a long time, so the ones I'm going to refer to, if you haven't seen it, well, shame on you. The first movie was The Sixth Sense that came out back in the 90s with Bruce Willis and a little kid that no one really knew named, what are you laughing about?
Nothing. I'm just laughing.
Haley Joel Osment, which, the kid just creeps me out by himself.
Oh,
I mean, well, he has that far away look. There's a reason they cast him in AI.
oh, poor Haley Joel Osment. That's just sad.
Have you seen him recently? He grew up like his face inflated.
That's terrible. All right, move along.
Okay, well, you watch that, so watch that movie, you automatically realize that anytime an M. Night Shyamalan film, there's tons of clues through the entire movie. They're always trying to reference things, and there's always a little bit of a what is really going on here kind of feeling going on. Now, watching The Village, laughed out loud about the magic rocks that are going to protect everybody. But I like the film overall, and I've always liked what he's came up with every film that he's done. Unbreakable, another really awesome film, and it was his first introduction really into a type of superhero realm, but done in a real world fashion. And this movie today really, it really followed that real world fashion to me, taking science and sociology and current world events and kind of fold it into a new film. Which I'm not going to give any spoilers out on this. This one only came out, I believe, in January. We just watched it today because I don't really like going to the theater anymore. Because why pay $20 to see something you can see at home for free? But that's beyond the point. So the movie we're talking about is Split. And I'm not going to go into the actors or anything else with that because what you want to know about is the story. And the acting was absolutely superb. Now, that being said, from a psychological point of view, there was a lot of very disturbing things in this film. Now, I love horror movies, and this one actually gave me the creeps.
You know the most disturbing thing about this film is?
What's that?
This is an actual... The main character has a disorder that is actually real. So if you look at it from more like a psychology side point of view, or a medical, and you stop watching the movie, and your brain wants to look that up, don't. Fight it. Don't look it up because it's very plausible. Just watch the movie for what it is, entertainment. Don't read into it, and you'll sleep at night.
Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we made the mistake of looking up said syndrome because, I wonder what this is all about, and maybe there's some shreds of truth in this, and oh my lord.
Honestly, our evening movie choices was either that or darker 50 Shades of Grey. So the lesser of two evils is what we went with.
Yeah,
and I think I'd rather watch like the Smurf movie again.
Which we are not doing a review on the Smurf movie. Unless you guys request. If you want to see the Smurf movie, put a comment in. But and we're definitely not doing 50 Shades Darker because this is a family blog. But Split, it's kind of a slow moving film, and there's a lot of building tension in the movie. And anytime you have M Light Shyamalan film, the man cannot make a movie without a flashback. They might as well call him Flashback. J.J. Abrams is known for lens flare. Shyamalan, he's the king of flashback.
Just, if you have anything in... You need to read the description, because this movie can definitely be a trigger for anybody that's ever had anything happen to them that was kind of traumatic. Just handle with care. I don't recommend watching it on Saturday night late. It just doesn't leave... It's not a movie that leaves you with a clear-cut ending. You leave with... Like you do with most of M. Shyamalan's movies.
Every M. Light Shyamalan movie leaves you with that same... What the hell did I just watch feeling?
It gives you something to think about. I normally, after I watch one, I either wake up in the middle of the night or the next morning going, oh my... Wow! And that's not what I was looking for today. So... For me, maybe at a later date it'll be a thumbs up. Right now it's a thumbs down. It just was too disturbing for me.
Yeah, it's not really the kind of film you can give a thumbs up or thumbs down, really. Because to give a movie a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you have to have a movie that you can have a feeling about one way or another.
Oh, I have some feelings.
A really good film gives you distinctive emotional reaction and gives you a certain... the director, if they're really good, has a specific goal in mind that they want you to feel like at the end of the movie. Like you're really excited and you feel empowered, or you're lost in thought with something, or like, oh no, love does exist. It all depends on the kind of film. Split, let me split. And
I think he gets joy out of disturbing people.
Yes, and I completely agree there. And the best part of the film had to be the ending for me. And not because the movie was over, but because of something that he did as a tie-in, which I'm not going to go into details because I'm not going to spoil this film. But I thought it showed Shyamalan finally expanding out his realm a little bit which I've personally asked for that a lot. Of course, the man stars in every one of his movies, and you can't be in multiple movies as the same person unless he's like a clone or something. Maybe he's one of the Watchers,
Ouch.
like Stan Lee in the Marvel films. I'm not sure, but definitely worth watching if, now this is a big if, you have a strong mind. I mean, there is a lot of stuff in there that was just mess with somebody for any number of reasons, but I would recommend this movie, but only for the strong, the strong at heart, and if you want to be creeped out for probably the
Excuse
next 2 or
me.
3 weeks.
Are you trying to say I don't have a strong mind?
Hey, you sat there and watched it with me. You did well with it.
I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I've dealt with a person with a similar disorder. Maybe not as many, but
Well, we both have
it
been there.
really definitely brought back some memories and disturbed me. So
Yeah, anybody who's ever directly dealt with split personality disorder, which they call it DID in this, which is the modern term,
the clinical.
you might have some issues watching this, but they portrayed it perfectly.
They did, but I mean, it's so real that you really, I mean, you got to take a step back and take yourself out of whatever situation you experienced and look at it as a movie. And
Yeah.
that has to be all you do.
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to watch Schindler's List or something. You have to watch it with that slight detachment, because even though this is not a historical film, it definitely draws you in and it makes you think about things you might not expect to think about while you're watching just your average run-of-the-mill horror movie. Now, M Light Shyamalan films, if you haven't got a chance to see them all, they're good ones to watch, when you're feeling like a thinking movie. Because you can't watch M Light Shyamalan and, wash the dishes or something, or like fold laundry. So you have to really pay attention to them.
Yep.
So you have to make sure that you're ready for that kind of devotion to a film, which they only last, at most 2 hours. And my personal favorite of all the ones that he has done has to be... I completely blanked out on the name. Oh, my Lord. It's the one with Mel Gibson. I want to say The Arrival.
Ugh. Don't like aliens.
Well, I love aliens, other than xenomorphs, and xenomorphs are bad. But I kind of might tell you, though, too, that how bad M. Night Shyamalan movies can be if you actually forget the title of your favorite one. But he's really good at what he does.
He is.
The thing is that once you've seen it once, you're watching the movie a second time, and it's like you know all the tricks that the magician's going to do, and you're kind of losing interest. Yeah, but definitely... Well, you can't. I'm not gonna watch that movie a second time. I know what happens.
I'm
Now.
good.
And I don't really want to see stuff I missed and like end up puking in a bucket or something.
What? Okay.
There was some sick stuff in that movie.
Excuse him, he's tired.
You're telling me you didn't become physically ill watching that?
I mean, not really, no, honestly. Mentally, maybe disturbed by the whole, like... But sick physically? No, not really.
Well, I did. Thank God I had tea. And if you want a really good tea, I highly suggest Earl Grey tea. But Christy's more of a Lipton. Oh, I'm sorry, Eliza's more of a Lipton kind of person. So, that's completely up to you guys. Oh, you want coffee? Boca Java. There you go. So, let's get back to our surprise.
Ooh, surprise.
Now, for those of you who do not know, which this one, everyone's heard about Godzilla facing against King Kong and the other more classic monsters. Like, I think he's going against Mothra, as well as the three-headed dragon creature, which at current the name escapes me, but that's coming up, and everybody already knows about that. There's been a lot of reviews on that. Like Mr. H reviews, I know specifically, has done a lot with this, and a lot of other bloggers. But what a lot of people are not covering right now, which really surprises me, is coming to Netflix. And this is going to be a Godzilla, wait for it, anime.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Godzilla is getting the anime treatment. Now, the anime styling they're using is similar to Blom and also Knights of Sidonia, which, if you haven't seen those uh, series, they are on Netflix. So if you have that, just put them in your search bar and they come right up. And you might get a little turned off by the art style they're using for the humans because it's very plain.
Don't tell me that. Like, I
But
just want a good Godzilla.
let me finish. I've seen Godzilla in the recent trailers, which I'm going to put up on the blog, for everybody to see here. And for what they're showing of him, my lord, he looks good.
Oh, good.
Now, this is what they're saying, at least, is going to be the biggest Godzilla to date. And storyline wise, they're taking it a little bit differently than the previous Godzilla movies, which pretty much have all been set in modern times or pretty close to it. I think Final War was set a little bit in the future, so we have flying submarine ship that blasts lasers at them. And come on, Final War, if you haven't seen it, it's great just for a laugh, even. Godzilla fights everything. But this new one, I can't. It's Godzilla Monster Planet is the title, and it's Godzilla film like where Godzilla attacks us at a point in our history, and it's a long war we had with them, and we lost. So, what do humans do when there's a giant, rampaging monster we can't face anymore? We leave the planet. Very smart.
Okay.
We go to another planet, and we're thinking, okay, yay, I won't have to worry about this anymore. And for some reason, thousands of years later, we decide to come back. Why? Because it's our bloody planet, and we are going to do with it as we want. Because we're humans.
Wow.
I'm really hoping to have a better plot line than just returning because we can. This might be a Battlestar Galactica thing where, we killed the other planets and we need to come back. But, time will tell with that. But Godzilla looks absolutely amazing. So now we're going to have Godzilla with a whole bunch of space fighting. And for whatever reason, Godzilla is plant-based in this case, not radiation accelerated the evolution of a giant lizard-based. Oh no, I think it's done well, because you imagine Godzilla using the power of the planet to destroy things? Well, I personally am excited as hell about this. Why? Because it's another Godzilla movie. I'm probably one of the only 5 people in the whole world enjoyed Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster.
Then you have another one here.
Do you remember Godzilla vs. Sea Monster?
Godzilla.
But do you remember Godzilla vs. Sea Monster?
I don't know. I think I've seen them all, so probably.
It's the only Godzilla movie I've ever seen that he has a giant claw.
I'm tired.
And Godzilla, fights this. It's this oversized crab. That's what the sea monster is. And he rips the claw off, and he's standing there. And I'll never forget this in my dying day, because I was probably about 5 years old when I first saw this. Godzilla's standing in the giant wave pool. It must be the ocean, and he's just playing with his giant claw, all happy and Godzilla-like. Because, come on. I mean, I wish I had a wallpaper of that. I'm going to try to find an image and put this on here. Gotta love Godzilla. But that, I think, you guys, is going to be enough for tonight, because I've gone on and on. I can go on all day. Now, we do have some special treats coming up in a couple weeks. Despite all the Christmas music, Thanksgiving is coming. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple very specific Thanksgiving Day movies that I'm going to be sure that we do reviews of before Turkey Day. And one of those... okay, I really got to put the turkey back in the room. One of these movies is Thanksgiving. Because what holiday is complete without some type of mockery of a B movie? So we're going to be doing that and possibly some other Thanksgiving Day horror movies. If you guys can think of any that you might want us to review, give us a comment, or you can shoot us a message on our Facebook, facebook.com/Our Outer Haven. We'd love to hear from you guys. So for right now, this is Big Kahuna,
And Eliza Austin.
and we will see you out there. Outer Haven Media, where you have a voice. Good stuff, huh?